Stop looksmaxxing. Looksmaxxing does not work and Gen Z is fucked. So in this video, I want to talk about why looksmaxxing is bullshit, why looksmaxxing is overhyped, why looksmaxxing is ruining the lives of young teenage boys. And you might be asking, why should I watch this video? I see all of these people with their amazing success stories getting a lot of attention online, and I want to be just like the rest of the boys. I want to be a cool guy. I want to stand out. Well, before we jump into all of that stuff, right? Let's speak about why you should listen to me. The fact of the matter is, just like you, I'm Gen Z. The only difference is that I come from a generation, even though we're from the same generation, or should I say at least I come from a period of the same generation where I've experienced the world without internet. I've experienced the world where social media wasn't that big of a key factor of life. And I'm someone that has experienced this world, and I know the good benefits of this world and also the drawbacks, and the same goes with the social media game. I understand the good things about social media and the bad things about social media. Because as an influencer myself, as someone that has been surrounded by celebrities, other influencers, male models, female models, someone that when people see my pictures online, a lot of times they don't believe it's me. They think I'm catfishing other individuals. They think I'm too good to be true. Funny story, one of my best friends, Ilker, this is something that I never knew of. He said, you know, I've never met someone that turns as many heads as you. When we used to walk in the streets of London, like currently I'm in Cyprus, it's quite quiet here, it's November, there's not much to do right now. But in London, when we used to walk the streets, I would turn heads everywhere I would go. I didn't even know this myself, but my friends used to tell me this. Because a lot of times, people look at you very subtly, you don't even see it yourself, especially if you are the person that they are looking at. But the moment they told me this, I instantly started to pay attention to this. And once I started to pay attention to this, I started to see patterns. I started to see people look at me. And this is the person that is going to tell you that looksmaxxing does not work. I am someone that used to look like this and now look like this. And I'm someone that's telling you that looksmaxxing doesn't work. And there's a reason for it. Because I've been through it all. I've been through the pain. I've done it all. I came from nothing until I became a somebody. I came from the lowest point of beauty in terms of male echelon to the highest point. I've seen the best looking men in the world. I've seen the least attractive looking men in the world. And funny enough, a lot of times you see that guys want to looksmaxx for attention. They want to looksmaxx because they think they'll get more girls. But although it might help slightly, there's levels to this. Just because you look good does not mean you'll keep the girl. Just because you look good does not mean that in real life she'll find you attractive. Being a pretty face is one thing, and being an attractive male that people respect, want to be with, want to hang out with is a whole different concept. So I've written a couple key points down on my phone, because actually today I didn't really feel like filming this video because I've been too busy grinding, becoming this 1% man. But still, something in me was like, even though I don't feel like it, I've got eye bags, I don't look my best, today's the day I have to make this video. Because your looks don't matter, right? That's what I'm saying to myself, at least to an extent. And I'll come back to everything, because part of me knows that looks do matter. But then another part of me finds it so dangerous to tell young boys that looks is everything. But I'll come back to everything. I've written a couple of notes down because I just want to make sure I cover everything. And one of the first things I want to talk about is that social media has distorted reality. So I've even written this whole section down, and I just want to read it out. Gen Z grew up in the age of Instagram and TikTok, where influencers flaunt perfect jawlines, flawless skin, and designer clothes. But most of this is fake. It's filters, Photoshop, or specifically curated content in different angles to make this individual look perfect. The standards set by social media are not only unattainable but also harmful. And if you're someone that's chasing these ideals, it will leave you exhausted, broke, and perpetually dissatisfied. And the reason I'm saying this is because I'm someone that has seen some of the most beautiful people in the world. And it's so funny that, for example, with some of these girls, I'm not even speaking about guys, some of these girls get crazy amount of attention online. It's crazy because they look so perfect online. But when I see them in some of these beauty events, I wouldn't even glance twice. Do you hear me? I wouldn't even look at them twice. Because online, they look so beautiful. But in real life, they're not that special. And this is not me bashing down on specific people. I'm not naming anyone. I don't care to name anyone because it doesn't really matter. The game is the game, right? They're just playing the game just like everyone else. But I just want to give you this reality check. Not everything online is real. And I'm not saying that everyone is photoshopping their faces, is putting some crazy filters on their faces, because I know I'm not doing it. But when I'm making content, I do make sure it looks good. I do make sure it shows my most photogenic side. And do you think every other person is not doing the same? If you have a feature that really stands out and happens to make you look very photogenic, or you're not going to take that to your advantage? Because I know a lot of people will. A lot of people will. And this is one of the first things I want you to know. There's a real world. Just because someone looks good online does not mean they look as good in real life. Funny enough, let me speak about my mom. I mean, I never really speak about my family, but my mom is really, really beautiful. Like a very beautiful woman. Even now at her age, I think she's above 50 now, which is crazy. Because she doesn't look like it at all. She has this natural beauty, and still, pictures never showcase her beauty. Some people just don't look as photogenic, or at least some people just look way better in pictures than real life, whilst on the other side you've got people that look very good in real life, but the photos don't really resemble that. And a lot of times I've heard this. Even though I do my best in pictures, I'm not the biggest tryhard in the world. If it looks good enough, if it looks like me and it looks like the good version of me, I'm happy, I'm satisfied. I just put it online. But a lot of times I've heard people say, you look way better in real life than in your pictures. And don't you think there's a lot of people that look way better online than in real life? Do you think that everyone is perfect? Because why are you trying to be perfect? Why are you trying to become this person with this amazing chiseled jawline? You want these hunter eyes. Okay, maybe you get more attention online and all of that is great, but will it fulfill your soul? Probably not. What's your biggest goal in life? Is your biggest goal in life just to get attention from women, from guys, just for the way you look? Is that your biggest goal in life? Ask yourself these questions. This is the first thing I wanted to say. But yeah, let me grab my phone and look at the second thing. So, the second thing is, looks alone won't fix your low self-esteem. And this one actually hits home. This one hits home for me. Because I used to think that just because we as guys find looks important in women, women would also find looks very important in men. And even though this is the first generation for guys where they really have started to take care of their looks and they really start to think that looks really matter for girls, it does not change the fact that your appearance will make you more confident. It might make you feel better about might make you feel better about yourself, but it might not be the key solution that you're looking for. You can't fix low self-esteem just by looking good. Because what you're telling me is that what will happen is when you look good, you'll get compliments from other individuals. So your self-esteem is built upon the validation of other individuals. So you don't even love yourself for you. You only love yourself because other individuals are telling you that you are beautiful. And should I even shatter this whole reality of yours? Once you become that pretty boy, once you become that guy that turns heads everywhere you go, nobody will give you compliments. At least, I know that for a fact. I've seen so many beautiful guys, like very handsome guys, and they don't get any compliments. As men, we don't really get compliments for the way we look. Matter of fact, other guys get jealous. Other guys will start testing you. Other guys will actually test whether you actually are a masculine man or if you're just this pretty feminine boy. How do I know? Because I've been through it. I'm telling you the reality. So just because you look better does not mean you'll feel better. Does not mean that it will increase your self-esteem, because it won't. Self-esteem and self-love is a whole different journey for yourself, my friend. And I have to be honest, I feel like no one is talking about these things. And to me, it seems ridiculous. People think that, okay, yeah, just because I look good now, I'll get everything. And although you'll get more results, and I will talk about it, it won't be the results that you're looking for. It doesn't really help you as much as you think. Trust me. But I'll come back to everything. Don't worry about that part. And another thing I actually want to talk about before I even continue with other points is, look, brother, I am proud of you that you want to improve yourself, but looks is not the only thing to improve yourself on. Let me give you some context. Say, for example, now you become this pretty boy, you get attention from everyone and any human out there. In your teenage years, you don't have a lot of competition, because obviously everyone is similar age to you. If you're the pretty boy, no one really has anything going on for them. No one really has the social skills. A lot of people don't have the money unless they've got a rich dad or someone happens to make a little bit of money some way. Obviously, in these years, in this age, looks helps a lot because it gives you that competitive advantage compared to a lot of other guys. But what do you think happens when you turn 18 years old? You think if you're this scrawny, skinny, 18-year-old guy, but then you happen to look very good online. You happen to be this guy that if you take a picture, you show your jawline like this, you make sure that you've got these hollow cheeks. You think you're gonna get all the attention in the world, right? Well, I think you don't know what you're about to witness. Because as this 18-year-old guy, you might get attention from girls younger than you, but obviously you don't, it's done, bro. That age gap, it's close. You're 18, brother. It's done. So now it's time for you to go for people your own age, right? But when you are 18 years old as a guy, you're not competing with other 18-year-old guys. You are competing with the world. You are computing. You are competing with guys sometimes twice your age. And I don't mean to say this in a weird way. It's just the reality. You are competing with guys that are older than you. You are competing with guys that are stronger than you. You are competing with guys that have had more time to develop themselves than you. And all of that combined. There's guys like me out here. Whilst you think that looks will help and save you, reality will kick in once you turn 18 years old, my friend. There's guys out there that have their life in order. There's guys out there that have amazing social skills. There's guys out there that have got their finances in order. There's guys out there that are extremely masculine, and the list goes on. And you think looks is the only thing that matters. Because I find it quite funny, right? As a younger guy, if you think looks is the only thing that matters, I can understand where you come from. Because you come from this generation where looks has been seen as something that's very important. But a lot of times, I see all the guys nowadays saying, yeah, the black pill. The black pill is all about looking good. It's all about, yeah, looks is the only thing that matters. Your social skills don't matter. Money doesn't matter. Nothing matters except for your look. And it's funny that these older men are saying this. And the reason I find this funny is because I usually look at them and they are fucking losers. They have done nothing with their lives. And then they come and tell me, looks is everything that matters. You haven't even tried. At least these young guys out here are trying to look better. You have already given up, and now you're telling other people that they can't succeed just because you were too lazy, just because you weren't ambitious enough, just because you don't have the drive in you to try. And even though sometimes I kind of feel bad for these people, on the other side, life is unfair. You've had your time. Why haven't you tried? Don't tell these younger guys that all hope is lost just because of the way they look. Don't tell these younger guys just because of the ethnicity they can't get anything in life. Because just coming back to this whole point where people sometimes say, yeah, I don't look like my ethnicity. I'm Pakistani, I'm South Asian. And online, nowadays you see a lot of South Asian hate, and it pisses me off, you know? It really fucking pisses me off. Because these are the same motherfucking losers that have zero experience in life. They haven't done anything substantial in life. And they're coming here telling my people that there's no hope for us. And then when I show them my story, when I show them that I've beaten their quote-unquote odds, they have nothing to say. It's quite ironic, right? Because I've gone to this point and stage now where, you know how online all these people always speak about, yeah, if you can get like the highest, most valuable woman or 18-year-old woman. Funny enough, right? Like they all want me. Whilst there's people, like they have dedicated their whole life just to get this specific set of women, and they still can't get them. You've got motherfuckers like me that don't even try, and they get them. Like, for example, in Cyprus right now, a couple weeks back, there's this one girl, a Cypriot girl, a local thing. Like, she's never been on a date in her life before. And then she wants to go on a date with me. And you might say, yeah, why? What's the reason for this? Well, I'll tell you why. Although looks help, it helps to be good looking. It helps to open the door and give you opportunities. It's not everything. It's more about the fact that you are someone that knows how to speak to people. It's more about the fact that you've got your life in order. It's about your finances. It's about being someone that makes other people feel safe, comfortable, being someone that can protect other individuals. Why does no one speak about all of these other components? Why is it always about looks? Why is it always about money? Why is it always about status? Like, all of those things help. They help to get in the door. But you'll never be able to build anything meaningful. You'll never be able to build a meaningful connection. And this is why Gen Z is fucked. They truly are fucked just because they focus on the first part. They think just because I become somebody that can attract someone is enough, but it's not. Just because you can attract someone is the first fucking step. It's just the first step. So in that sense, it might help you a little bit, but then once you become above the age of 18, does it really help? Maybe online, maybe if you speak to the right woman, maybe if you flex your jawline enough, you'll get a couple of comments, you'll get a couple of engagements, but that's it. In the real fucking world, it doesn't really matter as much. Like, yesterday I was speaking to my Russian girl, right? And even she's told me, there's this saying in Russia where they say that a man only needs to be more beautiful / prettier than a monkey, because character is all that matters. And this comes from a group of women that a lot of people see as arguably one of the best looking women in the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whilst you are trying to get one of the most attractive type of women, the 18-year-olds that are attractive, are beautiful, and you think that looks is the thing that will get you there, they don't even care that much about it. Because they know that there's other things way more important. It's more important to become a 1% man than become someone that's very good looking. I've learned this the hard way. And part of becoming a 1% man is becoming good looking. I understand that part. But just to think that looks is everything is a big problem and a big mistake. And this brings me to the next point that I want to speak about. Because like, I've already spoken about a lot of stuff. I've already given some context about myself. I've given you some examples, and all of this helps you to rationalize and understand how my brain works, what I've been through, my experiences. But this isn't everything, you know, because I understand life is so much harder than it was before. We have these insane, unrealistic beauty standards. No generation before us has felt the pressure that social media has put upon us than Gen Z. And that's why we are fucked. Another point is economic uncertainty. It's a lot harder in some ways to be more financially free than the generations before us. And I don't say this as an excuse, because I've done it. Funny enough, pretty much my whole social circle has done it. But it doesn't mean that it's easy, because it's fucking hard. But once you are able to do it, you start to understand that this looks really the key thing that matters. Like in a world where everyone has money, if you're in a social circle where everyone has money, money isn't something that's important, then looks start to matter more. Then your social skills start to matter more. But if you live in an environment where everyone has looks, everyone's beautiful, everyone has social skills, then money matters more. Or if you live in a social circle where everyone is good looking, everyone has money, but no one has social skills, then social skills starts to matter more. Do you understand the examples I'm giving to you? Because I remember 2 years ago, I was at this YouTube fashion and beauty event. It was full of girls, right? I think I was the only heterosexual male there. I don't think there were many others. And everyone is quite shy. Everyone doesn't know how to speak. Because obviously these are pretty girls, they just get a green pass, go through life just because they are very beautiful girls, right? But then the girl that does know how to socialize, she instantly stands out. Instantly, she's the more like attractive girl to men. She's the girl that more people will recognize and remember. Because in this social environment, everyone has money. In this social environment, everyone is beautiful. But in the social environment, not everyone has the social skills. And this is the way you need to start to think. You need to start to think and adapt. So in some sense, looks do matter. In the context where everyone is ugly, in the context where everyone has everything else but looks, looks matters. But in the context where everyone is good looking, where everyone thinks that looks is everything, you'll quickly realize that it's not. For example, if I would look at myself, I think I have very high standards. Being good looking is the bare minimum for a girl. But then, besides that, she needs to have a lot of other standards, high quality traits. She needs to be able to have like good social skills. She needs to be intelligent. And the list goes on and on. Do you think if you want a very high quality woman, she'll only care about your looks? Of course not. For generations and generations before us, looks never really mattered that much. It was more about someone that can protect and provide. Masculine energy, making them feel safe. Being someone that's financially stable, someone that's ambitious. The list goes on and on. And the key thing I want you to understand is that the digital world is not reality. Just because you see someone look good online doesn't mean they're just as good looking in real life. A lot of times, looks isn't everything. Just because someone looks good doesn't mean anything. I've seen so many pretty girls, but the moment you speak to them, nothing. No attraction. They've got nothing going on. Empty. Why would you want to spend time with that person? The same goes with a lot of girls. You think a lot of these girls would be with this pretty boy just of his looks? No, of course not. But if he's a pretty boy and he got a lot of things going on, now it's more interesting. Do you understand what I'm saying? Before, when I became a pretty boy, when I became someone that turns heads everywhere he goes, when I became someone that people think he's catfish online, all of this is amazing. It's a good ego boost. It makes you feel like you're very special. It makes you feel like, yeah, okay, you're very good looking. But so what? If these people would meet you in real life and you have no social skills, you're not masculine, you don't take care of yourself, you're not ambitious, your financials are not in order, you don't have a cool lifestyle, you don't have the skills to build connections, you don't have something going on for you, you don't have friends, you don't have a good family. Not that this is obviously the main component, but it helps if you come from a good family, and the list goes on and on. It's not gonna work in the long term. So I'm not against looksmaxxing. I'm not against people improving themselves. But there comes a point where it just goes too far. There comes a point where you continuing this looksmaxxing journey as the only thing is just ridiculous. Why don't you invest the same amount of time in other aspects of your life, such as your social skills, such as other elements of your life, to upgrade your human status quo and make you a more interesting and attractive male, a more quote-unquote 1% man. A lot of people these days, they're not men, they're just pussies. They don't know how to speak to women, so instead of trying to approach the woman that they want to speak to, they complain, yeah, she doesn't like me for my pictures online, I'm not getting any swipes, I'm not getting any DMs, I'm not getting any likes, I must be ugly, that's the reason I'm not getting anything. Looks is everything, but you haven't even tried. Why don't you, if you see a pretty girl on the street, at least try it? Because I know a lot of you guys are too scared. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are not masculine enough. You think that looks is everything, but it's not. Because if you were a true man and you wanted something, you would go and get it yourself. But now you are victimizing yourself. You're blaming the world for your own fucking mistakes. You are blaming the world to be unfair, but the world has always been unfair. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not gonna get easier. it's only gonna get harder and harder. So you can cry and complain, or you can start taking action. And this is what I want to tell to the youth. This is what I want to tell to Gen Z. Don't fall victim to the people that are taking away hope from you. Because there's a lot of these motherfuckers out there. They are taking hope away from you. And you might think, oh no, but this person is telling me to looksmax. So, because he's telling me to looksmax, he's helping me out. But then, he's selling you courses on this shit. He's making money on it. And I'm not saying that making money on something like this or running this as a business is a bad thing. Because obviously, fair play, the game is the game. But my point is, what's his incentive of helping you? And is he really helping you? Because if he really helped you to become this quote-unquote Chad, this quote-unquote good-looking person, you're not gonna want to buy more of his stuff again. He wants to keep you insecure, wants to tell you, okay, you've improved this little section of your face, this little section of your looksmaxxing journey, but now you need to fix this. Oh no, now you need to fix this. Now you need to fix this. And keep on upcharging you. Keep on feeding into your insecurities until you lose hope. Until you lose hope. And this is why self-love is so important. I want you to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're good enough. I want you to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you are capable of more in life. You will become that best looking motherfucker out there. I promise you. But that's not the only thing that matters. Also focus on the grind. Also focus on becoming someone that's ambitious. Someone that's successful. Take care of your body. Improve your social skills. Because for example, how many people out there can just randomly, no warm-ups, no excuses, nothing, go up to a group of 20 girls and approach them? Even a lot of my friends that have got social skills would hesitate, but I won't. And a lot of people will say it's because of the way you look, and that's just their excuse. So you can be someone that can look at everything as an excuse, or you can be someone that can look at other individuals and slightly get pissed off, wanting the same, become competitive, work your ass off. That's the type of person you should be. And even though looksmaxxing is a component of that, it helps you to have this competitive element of upgrading yourself. It is also this very shallow, dark path. And if you keep on going in this looksmaxxing path, you're doomed to lose hope, become extremely insecure. And this is something I just want to warn you about. It's good to improve your looks, but make sure you also improve other aspects of your life, such as your social skills. Because instead of trying to get the girl you want, instead of becoming attractive and trying to get attention from people you want online, why don't you do it in real life? In real life, it's less competitive. Online, you're competing with every person that has a phone. You're competing with someone like me. You're competing with multi-millionaires in Dubai. You're competing with Vogue male models. Why don't you do it in real life? In real life, it's just your own social circle, which makes it a lot easier. This is just one giveaway I wanted to give to you guys. But let me know your thoughts. Because this is quite a video where I just want to let go of my brain. It's more of a rant rather than practical advice. But I'd rather be real and tell you guys what I'm thinking than try to give you a list of like X amount of things to do to improve your life, whilst the reality is that everything matters. We live in this world where anything you think will help you to improve and give you that competitive advantage, use it to your advantage. That type of world. That's where we are currently living in. This is the most competitive world out there. The world has never been this competitive. You either try or you get left behind. And the choice is yours, my friend. Because looks maxing or not, you still have to put in the work in every other aspect of your life. And that's it for me. I'll see you in the next video.